Greetings and welcome to Network Vulnerabilities and Risk. This short video presentation will explore the various weaknesses that can be exploited within network systems and the potential risks associated with these vulnerabilities. By the end of this session, you should have a clearer perspective on recognizing and prioritizing risks in your network environments and be better equipped to implement effective security measures to mitigate these vulnerabilities. This module consists of the following 4 sections. Section 1. Understanding network vulnerabilities. This section delves into the flaws and weaknesses in network design, software, or hardware configurations, highlighting common issues like software bugs and outdated systems. This knowledge is crucial for effective risk management and robust security measures. Section 2. Types of network threats. This section explores various cyber threats targeting network vulnerabilities, including malware, phishing, denial of service and distributed denial of service attacks, man-in-the-middle attacks, and insider threats. Through detailed explanations and case studies, participants learn how these threats operate and their susceptibility, preparing for effective defense strategies. Section 3. Risk management in network security. This section discusses strategic processes for identifying, assessing, and mitigating network vulnerabilities. It covers risk identification, risk assessment, and mitigation strategies. Section 4. Implementing security measures. Lastly, Section 4 discusses implementing security measures, including firewalls, intrusion detection systems, encryption, and access control mechanisms to protect network integrity. It emphasizes regular system updates and best practices for secure network configuration. Through hands-on activities, learners develop skills for robust security protocols. Network vulnerabilities are system flaws that cybercriminals can exploit for unauthorized access, causing severe consequences. Network risks involve potential damage or loss, including data breaches and financial losses. Recognizing and mitigating these vulnerabilities is crucial for maintaining network security and reliability. Implementing effective security measures protects information and supports technological and organizational infrastructures in a digital society. Network vulnerabilities are weaknesses in network infrastructure that malicious actors can exploit to gain unauthorized access, steal sensitive data, or disrupt operations. They can be caused by outdated hardware, flawed software, and inadequate security policies. Network vulnerabilities include software bugs, configuration errors, inadequate security practices, physical vulnerabilities, zero-day vulnerabilities, and human factors. Identifying and addressing these vulnerabilities is crucial for maintaining network security and protecting data integrity. Regular security assessments, updates, and training are essential strategies in mitigating vulnerabilities. Network threats are various actions that can compromise a network's security, integrity, or usability. Common types include malware, phishing attacks, denial of service and man-in-the-middle attacks, SQL injection, insider threats, data leakage, and zero-day exploits. These threats can originate from external attackers, insiders, or accidental actions taken by network users. Robust network security practices, such as firewalls, intrusion detection systems, and regular security training, are essential to mitigate such threats. Advanced Persistent Threats (APTs) are prolonged and targeted cyber attacks in which an intruder gains access to a network and remains undetected for a long period of time. Malware, short for malicious software, refers to any software intentionally designed to cause damage to a computer, server, client, or computer network. There are many types of malware, each with distinct behaviors and impacts. Here are 6 of the most common types. Worms. Worms infect entire networks of devices, either locally or across the internet, by using network interfaces. They use each consecutive infected machine to infect more. Trojans. This type of malware disguises itself as legitimate software, or is hidden in legitimate software that has been tampered with. It tends to act discreetly, creating backdoors in your security to let other malware in. Ransomware. This malware locks down a user's files, threatening to erase or permanently block access to information unless a ransom is paid. It has become especially notorious in recent years for attacks on entire systems in organizations. Spyware is software that secretly monitors user activity and collects information without consent. It might track data entry, capture passwords, or collect financial information, and then send it to malicious users. Bots are networks of private computers infected with malicious software and controlled as a group without the owner's knowledge. Botnets are typically used to send out spam or launch DDoS attacks. Fileless malware. Unlike traditional malware, fileless malware operates in memory and is difficult to detect. It poses a significant threat to individuals, companies, and governments by stealing sensitive data, altering core functions, and spying on user activity. Malware poses a significant threat to individuals, companies, and governments, requiring effective anti-malware tools and cybersecurity practices to protect against data theft, hacking, and unauthorized computer activity. Phishing and social engineering are techniques cybercriminals use to deceive individuals into providing sensitive information, executing malicious software, or performing other actions that may compromise security. These tactics exploit human psychology and trust rather than technical hacking methods. Understanding these strategies is crucial to recognize and mitigate potential threats. Phishing. Phishing is a prevalent and sophisticated social engineering attack typically carried out through email, telephone, or text messaging. These attacks cleverly disguise as urgent communications from legitimate institutions, such as banks, tech companies, or government agencies, aiming to trick users into providing private data like login credentials, credit card numbers, and social security numbers. It's crucial to stay vigilant and cautious as these attacks are becoming increasingly common and sophisticated. Social engineering. Social engineering is broader and encompasses a range of manipulative techniques aimed at tricking people into breaking normal security procedures. It relies on human error rather than vulnerabilities in software and operating systems. Phishing and social engineering represent significant security challenges because they directly exploit human vulnerabilities. Continual education, vigilant security practices, and a skeptical approach to unsolicited communications are vital defenses against these manipulative strategies. A denial-of-service (DOS) attack is a malicious attempt to disrupt the normal functioning of a targeted server, service, or network by overwhelming the target or its surrounding infrastructure with a flood of internet traffic. DOS attacks achieve their effectiveness by utilizing the massive scale of attack traffic to overwhelm the target's resources, making the server or network unavailable to regular traffic. This results in service outages and the inability of legitimate users to access the service or resource. A distributed denial-of-service attack is a more complex and powerful version of a standard denial-of-service attack. The key difference is that while a denial-of-service attack typically comes from a single source, a distributed denial-of-service attack originates from multiple, often thousands of sources, which makes it much more difficult to block or mitigate. A ransomware attack is a malicious software attack in which the attacker encrypts the victim's data, making it inaccessible, and demands a ransom payment to restore access to the data. The attacker usually provides a decryption key in exchange for the ransom, which is typically demanded in Bitcoin or another cryptocurrency to maintain anonymity. Fileless malware represents a sophisticated cyber threat that uses legitimate programs to infect a computer. Unlike traditional malware, which relies on files to spread and inflict damage, fileless malware operates in the computer's memory and does not write any files to the hard drive, making it much harder to detect and remove using conventional antivirus solutions. How fileless malware works. Fileless malware is known for exploiting legitimate tools, a key aspect of its stealthy operation. It typically leverages built-in system tools such as Windows Management Instrumentation, WMI, PowerShell, or other scripting utilities to execute malicious activities directly in memory. These trusted and commonly used tools provide a cloak of legitimacy that helps the malware evade detection, highlighting the need for advanced detection methods. The malicious code is executed in the system's RAM without being written to disk. Since it leaves no footprint on the hard drive, traditional antivirus programs, which scan files, often miss it. Fileless malware, despite not persisting through a reboot like traditional malware, has its own persistence mechanisms. It can manipulate Windows registry keys or scheduled tasks to reinfect the system periodically or after a reboot. This ongoing threat underscores the need for continuous vigilance and the importance of advanced antivirus solutions. Attackers often use phishing techniques or exploit known vulnerabilities to compromise a system initially. Once inside, they execute the fileless malware script, which resides only in memory. Risk management in network security is a systematic approach to identifying, assessing, and mitigating risks to an organization's network infrastructure. This process is essential to protect data, maintain privacy, and ensure continuous business operations. The risk management process is a structured approach organizations use to identify, analyze, treat, and monitor risks that could affect their objectives and operations. This process is integral to strategic planning and overall organizational resilience. Here's a breakdown of the key steps involved in the risk management process. Risk identification, the first step, a comprehensive process, involves identifying all potential risks that could affect the organization. This includes risks from internal and external sources and considers factors such as operational procedures, legal requirements, environmental conditions, and technological changes. This thorough approach instills confidence in the process. Access risk. Once risks have been identified, the next step is to analyze their likelihood and impact. This can be done through qualitative methods like risk matrices or expert judgment, or quantitative methods like statistical analyses and financial modeling. The goal is to understand the nature of each risk and its potential consequences. Risk control. Risk control is a crucial aspect of the risk management process. It focuses specifically on reducing the likelihood and impact of identified risks on an organization's assets and operations. It involves implementing strategies to mitigate risks effectively. Review controls. These are essential mechanisms within the broader risk management framework and are designed to ensure that all implemented controls remain effective and aligned with the organization's objectives over time. The purpose of these controls is to continuously evaluate and improve the strategies, policies, and procedures that manage and mitigate risks. Network risk identification. A crucial aspect of network management and cybersecurity is the process of identifying potential threats and vulnerabilities within an organization's network infrastructure. Its significance lies in its role in preventing data breaches, service disruptions, and other security incidents that could compromise network functionality and integrity. Let's delve into the key aspects of network risk identification. Vulnerability assessment. This involves scanning the network to identify known hardware and software component vulnerabilities. Vulnerability scanners automate this process and provide regular updates on potential security weaknesses. Penetration testing. Pen testing simulates cyber attacks on the network to evaluate the effectiveness of security measures. It helps identify hard-to-detect vulnerabilities that attackers could exploit. Network risk mitigation involves implementing specific strategies and controls to reduce the risks identified in the network infrastructure of an organization. This is crucial to protect against threats that could compromise data integrity, availability, and confidentiality. Effective network risk mitigation helps ensure that network operations are resilient against disruptions and malicious attacks. Implementing security measures is a comprehensive process that involves several steps to protect an organization's assets, including its data, hardware, and network infrastructure. By taking a holistic and layered approach to security, organizations can better protect themselves against various threats. Each of these steps should be tailored to the organization's specific needs and context. This process typically includes the following. Use firewalls to block unauthorized access and intrusion detection to monitor network traffic for suspicious activity. These tools help detect and respond to potential threats in real time. Firewalls are a barrier between secure internal and untrusted external networks, such as the Internet. They can be hardware, software, or a combination of both, and they operate by filtering incoming and outgoing traffic based on an established set of security rules. IDSs monitor network or system activities for malicious activities or policy violations. They come in various forms: network-based NIDS, host-based HIDS, and hybrid systems. For comprehensive security, firewalls and intrusion detection systems must be properly maintained, including regular updates to their firmware, software, and threat databases. Their configurations may also need to be updated to adapt to new threats and changes in the network structure and organizational policies. Encryption protects data in transit and at rest. It ensures that data intercepted during transmission or stolen from storage is only readable with the appropriate decryption keys. Encryption technologies are vital in securing data by making it unintelligible to unauthorized users. They are essential in protecting the confidentiality and integrity of data, both in transit and at rest. Overall, encryption technologies are fundamental to securing digital information and should be integrated into an organization's security strategy, with a clear understanding of where and how they are deployed. Implement strong access control measures to ensure only authorized users and systems can access network resources. This includes using multi-factor authentication, strong password policies, and role-based access controls. Effective access control is a multi-layered approach, often referred to as a defense-in-depth strategy, ensuring that if one control fails, others are in place to maintain security. Access control is dynamic and must evolve to address new security threats, changes in user behavior, and the business needs of the organization. Update and patch operating systems, applications, and network equipment regularly to mitigate the risk of vulnerabilities that attackers can exploit. Regular updates and patch management are critical components of a strong security posture for software and hardware systems. They systematically update systems with the latest software patches, updates, and other changes to improve security and functionality. Ensure that all network devices are securely configured. Remove unused services, close open network ports that are not required, and ensure that the configurations are in line with the best security practices. Secure configuration and management of IT systems are vital for protecting against vulnerabilities and reducing the attack surface that could be exploited by cyber threats. It involves hardening systems by implementing security measures during setup and maintaining them throughout the lifecycle of the system. In summary, this short presentation delved into the intricacies of network vulnerabilities, weak spots where threats could strike, and the spectrum of risks they pose. We navigated the risk management lifecycle, from identifying and assessing potential vulnerabilities and threats to mitigating and continuously monitoring them. Key strategies such as implementing robust firewalls, deploying intrusion detection systems, maintaining secure configurations, managing patches, and employing encryption were emphasized as essential defenses. The module highlighted the importance of fostering a culture of proactive and continuous improvement in network security practices. Thank you for watching.